I used to think it was a coincidence. Every time I stopped caring, they came back. Every single time. When I texted first, they took hours to reply. When I gave attention, they pulled away. But the moment I went quiet, suddenly, "Hey, where have you been? I miss talking to you. What are you up to?" And I remember sitting there thinking, why do they only want me when I stop wanting them? Is it a game? Is it manipulation? Or is there something deeper happening? Something psychological? Because once you understand this, you stop chasing and you start seeing people for who they really are. Let me tell you exactly how it happened. We met. There was instant chemistry. Conversations felt effortless. Late night texts, laughing about random things, that feeling like something real might actually happen. And naturally, I leaned in. I started replying faster, showing more interest, giving more time. And slowly, something changed. Replies got slower. Energy dropped. Conversations felt forced. At first, I blamed myself. Maybe I said something wrong. Maybe I'm not interesting enough. So I tried harder. More effort, more attention, more availability. And that's when it got worse. Because the more I moved closer, the more they moved away. Until one day, I got tired. I stopped texting first, stopped overthinking, stopped chasing. And then, out of nowhere, they came back like nothing happened. And that's when I realized this wasn't random. This was a pattern. There's always a moment where it clicks. For me, it was simple. I noticed something. They didn't respond to effort. They responded to distance. That realization is uncomfortable because it forces you to accept something. Your attention wasn't attracting them. Your absence was, and that goes against everything you've been told. You're told, be kind, show interest, be consistent. But in this situation, that didn't work. Distance did. And that's when I started asking why. There's something powerful in psychology called scarcity. People value what feels limited, not what feels guaranteed. When you're always available, you feel predictable, safe but not exciting. But when you pull away, you create uncertainty, and uncertainty triggers attention. Now they start thinking, why are they not texting? Did I lose them? Are they talking to someone else? And just like that, their interest rises, not because you changed as a person, but because your availability changed. This is where most people get confused. They think attention equals attraction, but it doesn't. Some people don't want you. They want your attention, your validation, your presence. And when you give it freely, there's no challenge, no tension, no need to invest. But when you take it away, now they feel something missing, and they confuse that feeling with attraction. So they come back, not necessarily because they want you, but because they lost access to you. Here's the part people don't like hearing. Sometimes it's not about you at all. It's about their ego. When you're available, they feel in control. They know you're there. But when you pull away, that control disappears, and the ego reacts. It wants to restore balance, to feel wanted again, to feel chosen again. So they come back, not out of love, but out of loss of control. This creates something dangerous. A cycle. You give, gives, they pull away. You pull away, gives. They come back over and over again. And it feels addictive because just when you start losing them, they return, giving you just enough attention to keep you emotionally hooked. And without realizing it, you become part of the cycle, reacting instead of choosing, waiting instead of deciding. Here's the truth I had to accept. If someone only values you when you're leaving, they never truly valued you when you stayed. Real interest doesn't disappear when you show up. Real connection doesn't depend on games. And real attraction doesn't require you to become distant to be desired. If it does, then it's not stable. It's conditional. There was a man who had everything: power, respect, influence. But there was one thing he couldn't fully have: the person he wanted. And the strange part, the more he moved closer, the more they pulled away. But the moment he stepped back, they came running. This isn't a modern dating story. This happened centuries ago. And when you understand it, you'll understand exactly why people only want you when you pull away. This story revolves around Napoleon Bonaparte and the woman he loved, Josephine de Beauharnais, at the beginning. Napoleon was obsessed with her, not just interested, obsessed. He wrote her letters constantly, long, emotional, intense letters. He'd say things like, "I wake filled with thoughts of you. Your portrait and the intoxicating memory of last night have left my senses in turmoil." He gave her attention, constantly. He chased, and what did Josephine do? She pulled away. She was distant, cold at times. She didn't match his energy. Sometimes she wouldn't reply. Sometimes she acted indifferent, and this confused him, because the more he gave, the less she seemed to value it. Then something changed. Napoleon went to war. He became busy, focused, consumed by something bigger than her. And naturally, his attention shifted. He stopped writing as much, stopped chasing as hard. He pulled away. And that's when everything flipped. Josephine started chasing him. She became emotional. She wrote more. She showed more interest. She became afraid of losing him. The same woman who once felt distant now felt attached. And here's the key point. Napoleon didn't become more attractive overnight. He didn't change his personality. He changed his availability. This story shows something most people miss. Attraction isn't just about who you are, it's about how accessible you feel. When Napoleon was always available, Josephine felt secure. Too secure, there was no tension, no uncertainty. But when he pulled away, she felt the loss. And loss creates attention. Attention creates desire. This is the same pattern you see today. When you're always there, you become predictable. When you step back, you become a question. And the human mind is drawn to questions. There are 3 psychological forces happening here. 1. Scarcity. What feels limited feels valuable. Napoleon's attention became scarce, so its value increased. 2. Uncertainty. When you don't know where you stand, you think more. Josephine started wondering, is he losing interest? Is there someone else? And that uncertainty pulled her in emotionally. 3. Ego. When someone who used to want you suddenly doesn't. It hits your identity. It makes you want to regain that attention, not always out of love, but out of need to feel chosen again. But here's the uncomfortable part of this story. Even though Josephine chased him later, their relationship was never stable. There were trust issues, distance, emotional imbalance. Because the attraction wasn't built on consistency, it was built on reaction, on losing and regaining attention. And that's exactly what happens today when someone only wants you when you pull away. It creates intensity, but not stability. It feels strong, but it doesn't last. So what does this mean for you? It means this. If someone only values you when you're distant, they don't value connection. They value control, because real interest doesn't depend on absence. It stays, even in presence. Napoleon and Josephine's story wasn't just romance. It was a lesson, a pattern, one that still plays out today in texts. So what do you actually do with this? Not theory, not guessing. Real actions. 1. Stop rewarding inconsistency. If they only show up when you pull away, don't suddenly give them full attention again, because that teaches them, I can disappear and still come back whenever I want. 2. Match energy. Don't chase it. If they're consistent, gives you're consistent. If they're distant, gives you a step back, not as a game, as a boundary. 3. Don't confuse attention with intention. Just because they come back doesn't mean they want something real. Ask yourself, are they building something or just reacting to losing you? 4. Control your emotional reactions. This is where most people lose. They come back, gives you get excited, gives you invest again. Instead, pause, observe. Don't let their timing control your emotions. 5. Choose consistency over intensity. That pull away gives, they chase feeling. It's addictive, but it's not stable. Real connection feels calm, not confusing. 6. Be willing to walk away. This is the most important one. If someone only values you when you're leaving, then leaving might be the only way you keep your value. If they only want you when you pull away, they don't want you. They want access to you. Don't just watch, engage. Comment below with your story. I read every single one. Then subscribe and hit the bell to get every new video exposing the secrets of dating and relationship psychology.